How's it going, everybody? My name is Ryan. Welcome to Crosswatcher. I have a tarot read for you today for the sign of Cancer. Cancer, I owe you a reading. For the past couple days. Now, okay, so let me back up real quick. This is a this is a tarot read, kind of like a forecast for February. So I'm filming this on New Year's. But I've been sitting in your energy for the past couple days, not really knowing what to tell you, because this reading, the readings I've been pulling for your sign, have had a little bit more sense of gravity. So you might be feeling like you really need to take some time for yourself, or perhaps you've been so wrapped up with what's going on that you've forgotten, that you need to take some time for yourself. Some themes that have come up in the past couple days when it comes to your reading is, first of all, a lot of you are going to be experiencing tower moments. If you're familiar with what the tower moment is, when something needs to be broken apart, needs to spring forward and change, a dramatic change in lifestyle, the way you treat yourself, the way you present yourself to others, relationships forming and ending. Tower moments. When you come to this huge realization and the energy that's being put forward into your situation no longer serves you anymore. So relationships can come up into categories like that, where you have a tower moment, where some truth comes to light, and all of a sudden you realize that whatever this relationship is needs to end. That's an example of a tower moment. So along with tower moments, this thing that needs to happen in order for you to step into your higher timeline, we have shadow work coming up for your sign. Shadow work, if you're not familiar with what shadow work is, basically as we go about our day, we experience thoughts and interactions with others that trigger us in negative ways. There are details locked into the subconscious that lead us down this road where we need to acknowledge them with our self-awareness, acknowledge these problems that trigger us. They might cause sadness, anger, frustration, a sense of not being able to deal with something, deal with an energy. Well, shadow work, by consciously acknowledging these energies and these thought patterns that are in our subconscious, that lock us into place, that cause us to react and respond in certain ways that might not be for our greatest good. By consciously and by being self-aware and consciously acknowledging these problems, sitting with them, working into them, almost like massaging a muscle, this problem that you have, bringing it into light, and in a way kind of negotiating with it, sort of like sitting with it, being like, okay, this is how I feel, this is how this person, this is how this situation, this is how, the goblins in the darkness, this is how they make me feel. And being consciously aware and sitting with those issues and those energies until they no longer affect you. And for a lot of people's instances, that can, it could be a lifetime of acknowledging these things that are in the subconscious, shadow work. And then for others, it can be quite easy. Takes a little bit of frustration, a little bit of that darkness, a little bit of that mental anguish, pain, emotional pain. But essentially, you are bringing them into a conscious light where you can acknowledge them without your emotions taking over and causing you to physically react one way or another. Shadow work. So shadow work came up for you. And there was also this note, this sort of, I don't want to say there is an imbalance, but attention to energies that are balanced and imbalanced. Namely masculine, feminine energies. I know in one of your readings, it told a story about the masculine and feminine energies not being aligned, and how the physical makeup of those energies that are not aligned coming together, kind of dispersing energies in ways that that kind of show blockages. There's blockages there where an energy is coming in from one part of a reading. It isn't necessarily interpreted into a clean transition to exit out of the reading in another angle. If it comes in, comes out, energy flows. And when divine masculine and divine feminine energies in your life are not aligned and not balanced, the flow can seem kind of stop and go, kind of these abrupt starts and stops, with things that might make you feel good and things that might not make you feel so great. Yeah, that's what I got for you as far as the past couple days, but I do have this tarot read that we're about to pull right now. I've already pulled stock card affirmations from where you're coming from, where you're going in the future, and all the feelings, actions, and things you don't see going from your situation down into your physical everyday, and then into the shadow. Things that you may not see, things that you may be reacting to. And what I seem to have here is very specific for someone who has recently or in recent years lost a loved one. Okay? So we have a message coming through from either a guardian angel, a male figure that is passed on in your life, or your guides in general. We've got, where you're coming from, we've got the baby affirmation card and the fire sign affirmation card. So there could be an energy that brought you a lot of comfort from when you were a child. That person could have been a fire sign. It could have been a male, could have been a divine masculine, doesn't have to be. But we also have the guidance card coming out right next to that baby card. So we got from where you're coming from to the present time, you got guidance. So somebody is guiding you. Somebody from the other side is guiding you to try to get you to see that the glass is half full. Glass half full card coming out. Now we're going to get into the future cards, but I want to kind of focus on this tarot right now and bring out your energy leading into the month of February. This might involve some strategy for January. We're already into January, but January is just getting kicked off. So hopefully you get this message in time to help kind of guide you to see where your energy should be focused for the month of February. All right, hang on one second. Let me pull all these real quick. Then I'll get you a story going on. Yep, story. Yeah, we got something going on here. Yep. 1 second. They're telling me to pull another. Let's pull. Oh, hang on a second. They're telling me to shuffle. Yeah, okay. So I'll let you know right now. First card that came out was the High Priestess in the upright. Okay, so working with intuition. Second card that came out is Page of Pentacles. So this is like a very receptive energy right now with you. Like you're just sort of willing to go on faith because because nothing else has worked out for you, but you're essentially looking for signs, and you're looking for signs in the physical world. 1 second, and this does have something to do with love. So you could be dealing with a past energy. 1 second, we're gonna pull more real quick. Hang on a second. All right, we're ready. Hang on 1 second. Let me pull the rest of these cards, and then we'll read the bottom too. Yeah, I've been real tired lately. Sitting in your energy, just sort of, you might be feeling tired too. Okay, so here we go. All right, before we read the bottom of that, let's get these cards out of here so you can see them. We got the High Priestess and the Page of Pentacles coming out right next to Glass Half Full. And we have this other card, Searching for Results. So underneath the Searching for Results, getting down into the actions, you got Double Duty. Okay, so there's a clear message coming through to you. Okay, and this is giving me strong, an energy that's no longer with us vibe, sending in this message. So somebody that you know that who has passed on, or that at least you're no longer in communication with, has been thinking about you, has been trying to guide you intuitively. This could also apply to those who are on the soulmate twin flame journey, because right below those two cards, we have the Lovers and the Eight of Wands, signifying that there is an energy trying to communicate with you. Maybe in more or less not communicating with words. This has got intuition going all over it. Perhaps around the time when you gathered with your family or you gathered with your friends to celebrate the holiday season, you were probably getting a lot of emotional push and pull from your energy field, and it kind of feels like your emotions are on double duty. But you're doing all right. The emotions actually don't even show on the surface. But what you got here, are these cards like this? Oh, these cards came out just like this. We got Ace of Wands in the reverse, and then we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Right? So something you're no longer working with, someone you're no longer talking to. And then down in the shadow, right below that double duty where your actions would be, you've got Father Knows Best, and you've got Truth. Okay, so there could be a father figure in all this, someone that you're energetically attached to that is trying to send you intuitive signs that something, some kind of collaboration, some kind of mistrust that you've been feeling is something you need to go with. There's a gut instinct that you've had revolving around some kind of love. I don't want to say this is a love offer, but more or less something coming from your past, an approach that somebody took having to do with love or relationships. Could be family, could be somebody that you really you had a real strong bond with. And then we do have the Bound Together card in the future aspect. So we've got these six tarot cards reflecting a message that is being sent to Cancer, to the Cancer collective, and this message has been taken on a double duty type of form. Someone's been double dutying it down, trying to contact you, trying to get in touch with you, trying to get you to use your intuition, trying to tell you that they love you. Okay, now this could be in some people's story, this could be somebody, an energy from the past that doesn't necessarily seem like an untrustworthy person, but down in your shadow, you kind of don't vibe with this person. It's something whatever this is, you're not willing to put up with anymore, or you can't put up with it anymore, or you just can't see it anymore. You've got those two wands diagonal from each other. Then you got the Lovers card with the Three of Pentacles in reverse diagonal to each other. This is kind of giving me, this is giving me a strong spiritual energy. This is giving me not so much, it's something that is trying to communicate with you in the physical world, but ultimately they're double dutying it down, trying to get you to raise up your vibration, but there's blockages. This Three of Pentacles and that Ace of Wands in reverse, that's kind of giving me the blockages. There's something that you cringe at, every time you talk to somebody, you go to work and you're reminded of somebody, or just some kind of effort that you've been putting out there to the world in your life, that it's giving me kind of like running away vibes. You're running away from something, something that is seated in your shadow. And let's see if we can't get, yeah. So you got the moon in reverse. Okay. And then with the King of Cups in reverse at the bottom of this deck here, feeding off this story. So Cancer, this is a Scorpio card, but the moon is also, Cancer's ruled by the moon, ruled by emotions. And there is a sense of not seeing the brighter side, or not seeing the middle ground to whatever it is, this tension, this energy, this person you're no longer willing to deal with anymore. Strong message coming in, telling you that your emotions in this time of February are kind of like your roadmap. With this King of Cups in reverse, this moon in reverse, kind of giving me this roadmap for where your energy needs to focus for the month of February. So it's not going to be so much expansion of things in the physical realm, like with job, or maybe even moving forward into a relationship, but more or less expansion of your own awareness on those triggers, the shadow work. Trying to get you out of default mode, okay? Because wherever it is that you're coming from was not serving you, and you might even be feeling very restless because of whatever this is. Maybe something during the holiday season, during the peak of the holiday season, has got you triggered. Has got you kind of not being able to really rest in this time, leading up to February, and you might even be guided to confronting whatever this is in your subconscious, manifesting itself in a physical form. You got that Page of Pentacles, this thing you kind of didn't see coming. I mean, for some of y'all, you can intuitively perceive that there's this energy that's coming in kind of gently, but ultimately it's something internal for you that gets triggered, that keeps this running away vibe going with you. And so then we got your energy coming out in here with the Chariot, and then we've got the Four of Wands. Okay, the Chariot of the Four of Wands, Cancer energy, but then also, kind of doubling down on the fire signs. So somebody you might have dealt with in the past might have been a fire sign. This person that is trying to send you this message that is no longer with you could be a fire sign. Like I said, could be a father figure. And they're trying to get you to move closer to that which brings you strength. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is to consciously acknowledge. And so this five of swords coming out with a 9 of swords. Okay, so this is giving me clear you vibes. Everything that you're carrying around with you. An acknowledgement of that which brings us a sense of anxiety, or this could be literally nightmares. Something being communicated to you. 2 communication cards, also action cards, telling you to take an approach of some kind to your situation. And this 5 of swords always has this sense of self-reflection versus what the energy we're putting out into the world, the arguments we get into, the conversations we have, the things we do and do not say, passive aggressive nature that comes out from our subconscious, that kind of prevents us from being able to communicate what's in our heart. See? So you do also have the World card here in reverse, and the three of swords in reverse, and then ending with the 9 of cups. So you got a 9 in the swords and a 9 in the cups. Yeah, kind of giving me, back and forth with the what makes you happy, making a move about it. Remember that it's having to do with you and self-reflection. You also have the 4 of Pentacles coming out. So you got 9s, you got 4s, 4 4 9 9. You got 8s coming out here. You've got what else do we got here? Yeah, we got a 4 of Swords, a 4 of Wands, and that 4 of Pentacles. Pretty much all the 4s, but there's not that much emotion cards coming out in this reading right now. With 20:59 on the clock, or 21 even, there's a whole lot of energy being dispersed, but and a whole lot of having to force yourself or lug yourself through the communications of your everyday. But there's not enough emotions. You do have the Moon, which is a major arcana, in its reverse. That could kind of be doubling down on the fact that there's not enough emotions going on, or at least not enough emotions being acknowledged. A middle path that hasn't been found. And then you've got the King of Cups in reverse, which is stability and strategy when it comes to emotional energy. But ultimately, it's in the reverse. So, and with the Moon, it's kind of giving me, well, I mean, it's with no doubt, it's giving me strong, its strategy, or its solution that it's trying to tell you is that there needs to be more emphasis on self. There needs to be more emotional acknowledgement. There needs to be more sitting in the corner, looking at the wall and being like, okay, how does this make me feel? All right, it makes me feel this way, and write it down. Okay, write down how you feel. Those negative emotions, those tense emotions, those past, those feelings of betrayal. They're telling me those, picking up on those intuitive signs of emotions that you haven't acknowledged yet. Yeah, in the month of February, there needs to be a strong acknowledgement of shadow work, or shadow emotions, or things that no longer serve you, because something big is coming. And I think it's coming, I think what this is trying to tell me, because February, March, April, May, I think later on in the year, there's going to be some eclipses. And I think this is intuitively, this is what this is telling me, is that this is kind of getting you prepared. It's not so much time for expansion for you, while Jupiter is in Taurus in the month of March, or excuse me, in the month of February. But this is more or less prep for the months to come that pass February. It's looking like there is a lot of prep time, and that can only mean, with so many emotion cards missing in this reading so far, this is telling me that you need to prepare yourself emotionally for some sort of adventure that's going to happen. Something that you're going to need your ultimate strength for, leading on into perhaps the spring months, perhaps March and May. But we're going to pull your future energy out of this Radiant Wise deck. We've got Bound Together and Take Your Time in the future cards. Bound Together and Take Your Time. Okay, so being that this is a message from your guides, a message from the other side, somebody that you looked up to, somebody that you miss, if possible, the emotions you're dealing with from whoever this is that's sending in this energy, sending in this message of acknowledgement. Perhaps there is a bit of shadow work when it comes to the sadness, or the sense of loss, that needs to be acknowledged so that you can move forward and because see, once you do the shadow work, 25:05 on the clock, once you do the shadow work, it's going to be easier for you to sit there and absorb the signs that the universe is sending us in order to better ready ourselves for the actual task, the actual expansion, the moving forward with that higher consciousness, that acknowledgement, the energies that you're able to integrate in order to put yourself on your next highest timeline. Okay, we're going to pull that energy right now on where you're going past the month of February, or at least where February is going to see you when it comes to integrating these energies. Wow, these things did a dance, and then they landed right on my coffee cup rim. We've got both the Sun and Temperance in reverse, right? So this is, definitely, since both of these are coming out in reverse, building off of the bond together and take your time. Yeah, this is definitely saying that in the month of February, you're going to need to take time with yourself. You're going to need to have that patience. You're going to need to definitely be all in when it comes to searching for the results you're looking for, because this is giving me clear-cut shadow work. Obviously, you need to have a glass half full. You're trying to balance that out with your work life, your social life, or just in general with the results you're trying to search for. You don't necessarily have to be involved with any kind of relationship. You can be very alone in the world right now. For those who apply, and you're this could be a good thing, because this could give you, if you don't have a lot of people pulling on your heartstrings and pulling on your strings in general, trying to get you to go one way or another with your day-to-day life. Say if your job isn't so busy and you have a lot of time for self, this could be the key time in February for acknowledging that which lies in your shadow self. Those things that trigger you, that make you feel sad, make you feel angry, resentful, hateful, the substances people put into their bodies, the way that they look at themselves in the mirror, the way certain words trigger you, or those conversations that you just can't be a part of. All these things that are building this tense energy in you and depleting you of your joy. Those are the emotions that need to be acknowledged, because right now I'm not getting any emotions out here. What, I got the King of Cups and the Moon card. That's not enough emotional energy to say that you're there. It's telling me that, like I said, it's like a roadmap. You need to get there, and the only way that you can get there is by putting yourself, sacrificing, and realizing that certain things that haven't been able to get up and going, certain changes that haven't been acknowledged, certain changes in direction that you haven't been going. It's manifesting itself from a lack of acknowledging your own emotions, your own self. Okay, the Hangman in this reading going right underneath Temperance, and the Death card going right underneath the Sun in reverse. So we got the Death card in reverse underneath the Sun in reverse. Okay, so this is mustering up the strength. This is putting double duty down on your own. I don't want to say self-sacrifice, because that kind of implies that you're sacrificing for another person's agenda, self-sacrificing yourself to produce some other result that isn't necessarily on your highest timeline. What this is telling me, with these 4 cards here, is stealing back some time for yourself. Okay, stealing back strength that has been siphoned out of your soul, because you're not willing to acknowledge the fact that you deserve strength also. Does that make sense? You deserve joy, you deserve strength. Okay, and no one else is going to give this to you. If anything, they're just going to take it from you in this time. So it's for you It's your job to lay out your strategy on how you're going to be able to utilize those emotions that you deserve, how you're going to utilize them for your best benefit. Turning the frown upside down, so to speak. Sitting in that corner, acknowledging the sadness, fear, hate, anger, resentment, whatever it is that's blocking you, Cancer. It's going to take actually doing the work and brushing everything else aside. Balance, yes, balancing work, pleasure, emotions, self-care, balancing masculine and feminine energies. Okay? Knowing when to take action on certain moves, making moves, and when to take a back seat and watch for the signs. Massage that subconscious, squeeze out every last little bit of juice that it can possibly produce for you, in order to bring it to your acknowledgement. Oh, I see. I feel sadness when I think of this person from my past. Oh, and then this person also from my past reminds me more of that person. Double duty, doubling down on the sadness energies. Just for example, acknowledging those and bringing them to the surface so that they, in the long run, don't affect you for the months coming up, in March and May, because when that eclipse comes around, and is it coming around in your sign? Something's telling me that it's coming around in your sign. I could be wrong about that, but doing that shadow work, perhaps even utilizing in January, kind of like a little prep time, utilizing that full moon in Leo, because we do have the sun card here, and we did have fire sign coming out. This could be in one aspect or another trying to get you to take action on a certain day, and that certain day might be the full moon in Leo to do your shadow work. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't, I'm not surprised to see this. Oh man, I'm not surprised to see either one of these. You have the Two of Pentacles, and then you have the moon in reverse coming out again. Doubling down on the moon in reverse, and with that Two of Pentacles, kind of like, okay, so what this is telling me is whoever it is that's trying to send this message is spending more time, let's put it this way, spending more time with you than spending time with you while you're way too busy, while you're handling everybody else's BS, while you're balancing everything at work and trying to make it work. This person, whoever this energy is, wants you to feel calm, wants you to feel still, wants you to hear them speaking, to hear their voice. I'm hearing. But the only way that the only way that they can spend more time with you is when you willingly take time for yourself. That is your balance. And that moon in reverse, I mean, yeah, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. We got a strong Scorpio coming out, but the Chariot did come out. So it's kind of telling me that, we're kind of dealing with your shadow aspect here. With Father Knows Best and Truth down in the shadow, and then you've got this Two of Pentacles right underneath the Death card in reverse, right to the side of the moon in reverse and the Hangman. We got all major arcana in your future. So all major arcana, all the major arcana are in reverse. All right. So some of y'all could be battling karmic ties that you still haven't been able to get over, but this is internal work. This is all in preparation. January, February is your time to get as much time to yourself as possible. Because with this this Two of Pentacles at the very bottom, and then at the very bottom, so we got Pentacles leading into this with the High Priestess and the Page of Pentacles, from where you're coming from, right out the gate, what the story entails on the surface. And then at the very bottom, you got this Three of Pentacles in reverse. And then you got all your major arcana in the future coming from bond together, take your time. That bound together, that bound together can be the energies. Remember I was saying that you got strong influence or strong emphasis on masculine, feminine energies. Bond together, take your time. Those two cards together can be a lot of self-work the subject of self-work in the future. And then with these major arcana coming out, the reverse of the Sun and Temperance, the reverse of the Death card, it's not reverse of the Hangman. The Hangman is in the upright. That is a willingness to participate, a sense of self-sacrifice, self for self. The only way that you're going to get to your true life path is if you follow you. Don't follow any other energies. So right underneath that Hangman, you've got that Moon in reverse again, doubling down on the Moon, and you've got this right back around to the Pentacles. Pentacles is kind of like the energy, like I was saying, the energy has to flow out. It comes in a certain way. In this sense, it's coming in with the High Priestess energy. It's coming in with Temperance in reverse energy. And then it's leaving with Pentacles energy. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Pentacles in the upright. So putting less energy into others in this time of January, February, and more into your own emotional stability. And that includes shadow work, which is dealing with the devil. It is confronting that devil head on, the devil in our subconscious. That Death card in reverse. Knowing that it's the one thing that is in your solution package that you haven't been willing in this time, in the months prior, you have not been willing to acknowledge it. You have not been willing to take enough time for self. You have not been willing to balance out those energies so that it can serve you better on not only on your higher timeline, but to the energy that you put out into the physical world. Pentacles, ending in Two of Pentacles with balance. Three of Pentacles, kind of like an untrusting it's the approach you haven't taken. In reverse, it's the approach you haven't taken. You're kind of putting a little bit out there into the physical world. I don't know if this is going to make sense to you. Putting a little bit out there into the physical world and kind of waiting for the reflection back. What do I deserve? How are people interacting with me? Who can stay and who can go? Who do I trust and don't trust? What kind of words do I like to hear? What kind of words do I not like to hear? Okay. With this Ace of Wands next to this Three of Pentacles, giving me that you're looking for a lot of solutions in the physical realm. And in this time in January, February is not the time to put all your emotional investments on what you see reflected back to you from the physical world. The physical world is manifesting itself right now in your time, is manifesting itself in the form of the way you feel about yourself. And this is where you need to feel about yourself once the shadow work has been done. An acknowledgement of, in essence, we need to turn this upside down. But this is like the roadmap. The Father knows best, the message being sent in, the truth in the shadow is that balance needs to be had because it's stressful. There's something serious about your past that is still it's going to need acknowledgement in the future. There's some kind of pain you're dealing with, some kind of emotional baggage you're dealing with. I don't mean to categorize it as baggage, but we all have baggage. That Two of Pentacles is balancing as much of it as he can. But in essence, that the moon in reverse, as kind of like as an advice to this truth, what it is acknowledging those emotions, acknowledging the imbalance with your actual consciousness, with the consciousness, the observer. They can actually see these things for how they are. 41:4 on the clock. How they can see, the observer can see exactly how you're reacting. This is why I'm emotional. Oh, this is the emotional response I'm giving, the negative response I'm giving, the resentment I'm feeling. You need to be able to consciously acknowledge these emotions, and that's your advice. That's your advice as far as your strategy is not so much to get all. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, we didn't even look at the bottom here. Yeah, not so much to acknowledge what the physical world, how the physical world is making you feel. You're making yourself feel this way, but to consciously acknowledge whatever it is that's been blocking you, whatever it is that's been keeping you out in the cold, that's keeping you fighting with others. Maybe you're having a hard time working with others in this time. We got the three of Pentacles coming out again, this time in the upright. Okay, so yeah, when I'm reading this energy, it's a lot of not getting what you want out of the physical world, and it's energetically blocking you. It's got you distracted, and it's got you in this loop where you keep on going back to the way. Maybe somebody in all this could have their eyes set on somebody at work. You could have a crush on somebody that at work, but this reading doesn't necessarily have anything to do with them. This is you, or somebody could have a crush on you. It could be the reverse of that. Somebody can have a crush on you, and something right now is blocking you from seeing this. We got the Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of emphasis on the physical world here, but we also got the Knight of Pentacles coming out with the Knight of Swords in reverse. So you're not reading between the signs. What you're doing is you're trying to manifest something in the physical world, and you keep going back to the physical world to see how that makes you feel. It's just a constant battle with you. You're just not accepting it the way it actually is. These are all so out of all these cards that have come out, these are your emotional cards coming out here at the very, very end. Kind of like you facing your emotions, facing your shadows, like the last thing that you wanted to do. It's this is literally what it's saying. Like literally, it's the last thing you wanted to do, going on this journey, this self-exploration into the shadows. It's definitely not the first thing you wanted to do. It's not the first thing you thought of when you woke up this morning. This Ace of Wands, an opportunity for self-exploration has been handed to you many times, but ultimately you see your world as upside down. Is what the money you're making, the communications with the people that you work with, your family, you're like, when is this going to end? When is this going to finally go my way? Okay, but you keep on going back around to the results you're getting in the physical world. All these pentacles, five of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles doubled down, Knight of Pentacles, with that Knight of Swords in reverse. You're waiting for someone you're waiting for somebody. The cycle that you need to break right now in the month of February, month of January, February, is this cycle of needing to see the results in the physical world. Okay, that is not where it's telling me that you need to look past all that. Yeah, you need to look past your situation. Okay, so we started. Okay, so this is what we got. So we got 5s up in here, and so we've got, so after that 4 of 1 second, we got lots of 4s, lots of 8s, lots of 9s, lots of 5s. after that 4 of cups, with that 8 of cups, 4 of cups, we've got the 5 of cups. All your motion cards coming out, all where all this energy is being directed. It's all coming at the very tail end of this reading, kind of doubling down on what I was saying about how January, February is not the month to execute plans in the physical world. It's the opportunity to use those energies to your best benefit in your own self-growth, your shadow work. So we started with the high priestess energy coming into the reading. And now that is where the energy is leaving. So we got intuitive, pure energy coming in, kind of like, this is what you want, this is how your life should be, right? And then only after the emotional acknowledgement, all the cups being the emotions, taking the effort, hangman, the hangman card, not being resentful of how it makes you feel, and actually putting in the work and realizing that the things from your past no longer serve you. And then, it leaves with the energy of the high priestess again. Okay, so this is a divine calling for your own spiritual growth, your own personal growth. And this isn't necessarily having to do with anybody else. So if you were really hoping, then we got the 10. We got the 10 of swords coming out. I just saw it wherever it went. 1 second. Yeah. You also got the 10 of swords. Yeah, which is the work involved. Pretty much the shadow work, the Reiki healing. Yeah, big emphasis on healing, big emphasis on personal growth, big emphasis on tackling whatever darkness is in that shadow for you. We're going to pull some advice from this Oracle of Ascends with 4710 on the clock. It's taken a little while to get to this point, but we're going to see if we can't find any other players involved or any other energies involved, any advice from this Oracle of Ascendance deck, Cancer, to get you on the good foot for January, February. What do we got here? Oh yeah, we got Shakma coming out. 1 second. We've got the Infinity. Ooh, okay, so we have an 8-year coming up. Or so we're I think Saturn, was it Saturn's gonna be in Pisces for 8 years. Some kind of 8 years coming up. So you got the Infinity coming out with Shakma, and that's no coincidence. Saturn. Oh, I just said Saturn, and I didn't even realize the Saturn card came out. Okay, so yeah. So we're in an 8-year right now. So this is the time to acknowledge the shadow. Acknowledge Saturn at the gate. Because whenever Saturn makes its next move, we got the element of fire coming out. We had a fire sign coming out before. We have Leo energy. We have the element of fire. Yeah, there is a sense of being guided along this path. There is a strong message coming in from the other side. Saturn being the gatekeeper and element of fire, kind of like they're telling me, like, needing to keep the fire lit. There's some kind of advice, some kind of clever saying that somebody said to you, and it's trying to come in. Some kind of clever saying that gets you teary-eyed every single time you hear these words. Something along the lines of well, you got the reins from here, or I can't. Something along the lines of, like, that it's your journey now, that I can't teach you anything more. It's telling me. We're gonna pull real quick. Hang on, they're telling me to pull the top. Oh, nope, that's wrong deck. Pulling the top. Oh, we got Pluto. Okay, so Saturn and Pluto, big. Whatever's going on for you with 4950 on the clock, Yeah, this is going kind of long, but whatever's going on with you, these are major turning points that have been in the making for quite a long time, with Pluto going into Aquarius and Saturn in Pisces with Neptune. We're going to pull the infinity right now, and we're going to get you going. 21 can be a significant number. 21 can be a number that this energy from the other side is trying to. I wish I can get you more details, but this is a collective reading for the sign of Cancer, so I got to kind of keep it vague. But the infinity sign coming out, when the infinity symbol appears, it represents the interconnectedness of all things: life and death, birth and rebirth, male and female, light and dark. It reminds us that all things are connected, and one cannot have the good without the bad. The infinity's message is balance. There is no end without a beginning, and there is no creation without chaos. Does this situation provide you with balance, or does it throw things out of balance? Are you giving to get, or vice versa? If you feel imbalanced when you focus upon the situation, your intuition is telling you that it is not right. Reassess and look again. Inverted. I'm sorry. No, it has no inversion. So yeah, this card coming out, it's trying to, it's doubling down on what I started saying in the beginning, is that you need to find a balance. You need to stop giving so much to the results you're trying to produce in the physical world, and you need to go within for the month of January, February. Utilize those moon cycles to set your intentions, write them down, do some scripting, and muster up those positive affirmations from the lessons you learn from confronting your shadow. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I believe this message coming through to you is trying to tell you to take time for yourself in the season, because you don't want to expand on something that is only going to create a more resistance, another karmic cycle, a part of your path that you could deal without. Okay, but it's going to take acknowledging that shadow. It's going to take some prayer. It's going to take some faith. Whatever resonates with you. This energy came through for a reason to give you this message. And let me know down in the comments of who you might think it is. This masculine figure coming in, trying to lend a hand to Cancer energy, letting you know that self-care is most important for you in this New Year season time. And leading up to the days when those eclipses are going to come around, I'll get you some more information, and we'll get you some more channeled messages and more advice for your situation. I hope in the meantime that this inspires you and sheds a little bit of clarity on why you might be feeling the way you've been feeling, and an approach going into this new year in order to make the most out of it. My name's Ryan. You've been watching the Crosswatcher channel. This has been a collective reading for the sign of Cancer. I appreciate you letting me read for the collective. Namaste. I love you guys. I see you. And take care of each other out there.